at this point of the season, Greg, many coaches still are maneuvering their lineups, trying to find the right formula.
Yeah, especially the younger team. There's no real established pecking order, and guys can be wildly inconsistent from night to night.
A look at the Magic starting group. In the post, it's Banchero and Carter Jr. Anthony is out there with White, and it's Middleton in at the small forward. 2 points, that one goes.
And it's always nice to get the easy look inside for your first points of the game.
Williams passes to Johnson. Williams a screen on Carter. Johnson finds Williams. And finished off by Williams.
He may not have that traditional power forward build, but his bounce, well, that kind of levels the playing field.
Last game for the Bulls, they picked up the W against Philadelphia. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Well, Billy Donovan and I got a chance to talk for a little bit. He told me they have to lean on their postgame tonight. He wants them to get the ball into the block each time down the floor and pound those guys inside. Sounds like this could be a real physical battle, Kevin. Back to you.
Okay, David, thanks. Now Johnson. After Wendell Carter missed from long range. To the paint. And Williams gets it to go on the assist by Johnson. Williams has got his second bucket tonight.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He will gladly take those.
Now here's Middleton. 11-point game his last outing. Johnson with the block.
Okay, it's taking them a moment to find their rhythm, opening the game with some uneven 1-for-4 shooting.
To the middle, here's DeRozan. Oh, and the jam by DeRozan.
Getting up there with the slam, DeMar DeRozan leaves nothing to chance.
The Magic have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. You know, Greg, some guys are late bloomers, but DeRozan, he was just the opposite.
Yeah, reports are he had handles with
Johnson. First personal foul. First team foul.
Still an underrated superstar. And the picture of consistency, Chris Middleton is like a metronome. Gives you 20 points, over 5 rebounds and assists every year.
Now, here's DeRozan. Last time out, he had 13 points. Johnson outside. Out to DeRozan. Back to Johnson. Pocket 6. And he gets it to go. And one reason for Middleton's consistency, he plays at his own pace.
And that's a great point, Kevin. With his size and shooting touch, doesn't need to blow by his man to score. All about getting to his spots.
Here's Middleton after the made shot from Johnson. Carter with a screen on DeRozan. Fires from 14. Rebound collected by Levine.
Just haven't found their offensive footing yet, only managing to sink 1 of their first 5 shots.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Here's White. He had 15 points last outing. Now Anthony. Over in the corner, White. Pass to Carter. And then Carter with the jam.
Well, White has quickly developed great floor vision. Doesn't miss the wide open man.
The Orlando Magic coming to this one after the win against the Clippers.
Well, it helps when your opponent makes that many mistakes. I thought that was the story of the game.
It definitely made things easier for them. When the other team is just handing you the ball back, you got to make them pay for it.
Now, here's Johnson. Paolo Banchero unable to get his last shot to go in. And it goes down 2 points.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Here's Anthony following the score by DeMar DeRozan. Anthony dishes to Middleton. Carter sets the pick for Middleton. A 3-ball. Doesn't go for him. And it's Chicago the other way. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
Well, you look at the points they produced in that game. Great adjustments on the offensive end.
Coaches love that kind of showing offensively, especially on the road.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
it also allows them to play inside out, which will make them even more difficult to defend.
Now here's Anthony. He had 25 points in the win against the Clippers. And then Carter with the dunk.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Oh, great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
Yeah, they're in control on both ends of the court, and it's always impressive when you build a double control.
Going with an almost entirely new group here. Mohamed Bamba, he's checked in for Wendell Carter. Franz Wagner comes in for Chris Middleton. Suggs, he's checked in for White. And Markelle Fultz is subbed in for Anthony. Now, here's Fultz. 23 points for him the last game against the Clippers.
I don't know if he got in his own head there or what, because the defense can't really take credit for that miss.
Here's Neto. 11-point game. Dish now to Stevenson. Puts it up from 17. And it's Suggs with the rebound.
Got a good look there, but just not able to hit from the mid-range.
Unlike a lot of clubs now, Richard, this Bulls team has not fallen in love with the three-point shot.
Yeah, some of it's scheme and some of it's personnel. Don't just shoot threes because everyone else is doing it. They slash through the lane. They'll post you up, and it gets them to the free throw line. That's where they dominate.
And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the Bulls.
2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And there's already a loyalty aspect to Banchero's makeup, starting with the tribute to the city he grew up in.
He literally takes Seattle everywhere he goes. You look at the tat on his right bicep. It has the Seattle skyline, Mount Rainier, the street he grew up on. In terms of his character, that indicates deep roots and a solid foundation he can build on.
Now, here's Stevenson. 9-point game his last outing. To the inside. Here's Drummond. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Couldn't come up with a much better start than this. They just have to keep it going.
Kept alive. Bamba kicks to Fultz. Back to Bamba. Beyond the arc. It's all in by the Bulls. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Orlando this season.
And while they swept the season series against them last year, making it pretty clear how much separation exists between the two teams.
Yeah, these teams were not on even ground last year, but no matter what it looks like on paper, we see teams make big turnarounds every season.
So it's Orlando now, after the Bulls picking up a basket just moments ago. Now here's Diallo. He's been quiet so far, still no points in the game.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And
they can't guard you at peace. You're at peace.
The Magic trail by 19. This is how the floor looks for the Magic starting the second. Chris Middleton is out there with Wagner. Then it's Markelle Fultz. Then it's Anthony. And it's Carter in at the 5. And here's Johnson outside. Another three for Chicago.
I'll be honest, he's having a better quarter than a lot of my nights back when I played.
And it's Fultz with the ball for the Orlando Magic. They're off to San Antonio after this game, bringing their show to the AT&T Center. That'll be the second of this two-game road trip. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. The big dog in the last matchup against the 76ers played some superb ball. He had an impressive number of points, and that was just the start of it. He wound up with a triple-double in what was quite a display for him. He put up numbers that really jumped out in the box score. A very solid performance. Kevin will see what he's got in his arsenal tonight.
Thank you, David. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
And I'll be interested to see if the opposition looks to double him, because this should open up opportunities for his teammates to get going.
Jacks up a three, and the Bulls another three.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Wagner outside. Six on the shot clock. They need this. It's all in by the Bulls.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Here's Johnson. Another one falls for Chicago.
The offensive success.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Orlando's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Anthony against none. Down low. Here's Fultz. Another miss by Orlando.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
In a major drought, need to find some sort of momentum.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
And, of course, it helps space the floor, which gives this offense more room to operate.
That one falls, coming off Anthony's feet.
And sinking that one, he ends a 14-0 run by Chicago.
Johnson outside. The three. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
And they're
almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
None against Anthony. Now the pass to Fultz. Carter outside. Anthony kicks to Wagner. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Outside Levine. Outside DeRozan. Nunn finds Johnson. Now here's DeRozan. Hey, Richard, for a while, teams went smaller. They became quicker. Now we're seeing some teams go big, playing 2, sometimes 3 7-footers in the lineup. It's amazing.
Yeah, there's always a pendulum swing. Once it goes too small, then all of a sudden the pendulum swings back. And now everyone is looking for size. But you have to have size that can also stretch the floor because teams need guys that can rebound. That's what they're looking for.
And not a bad passing center. Carter Jr. with the solid find there that leads to a bucket.
Picked by Williams. Johnson with it. Defended now by Wagner. Shots good by Williams.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm. And you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed.
Pass to Fultz. Wagner outside. Driving to the basket. Some solid defense from Johnson.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Levine kicks to Williams. Inside. And it's slammed in by Williams.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Yeah, coach has to be thrilled. You can draw up all the X's and O's you want, but guys have to go out there and execute with enthusiasm.
Fultz finds Anthony. Back to Fultz. And he drives in over Levine. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Chicago has gone 6 of 7 from long range tonight. They've been on fire from way outside. Johnson with it, and it's Carter picking him up. Back to Johnson. Shot clock at 5. It's Williams, high post. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Levine, that's good.
Off the pass, Levine is more or less just automatic. He just lets it fly.
Here's Anthony. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Pass to Wagner. He dishes it to Fultz. And such a nice move to make the basket work.
And Fultz isn't bashful inside. He feels at ease shooting in the paint.
And that outstanding drive and finish brought to you by Mobile One.
And putting that pressure on the rim. That's what it's all about, threatening with that attack.
Bean passes to Johnson. Stolen by Carter. Fultz against Nunn. They grab their own miss. And it's Wagner missing.
And we haven't seen them get to the line as much here in the second quarter. They might be settling a tad too much offensively.
DeRozan with it. And it's Carter picking him up. Levine against Anthony. Johnson with a screen on Anthony. 4 on the clock. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Orlando has a very young roster. Coach Jamal Mosley says, one thing I've said to them is dominate the simple. The more we can keep it simple, the better we'll be. Not overthinking things, just playing off instincts and reaction. Kevin, back to you.
The place to start. Makes a lot of sense. David, thanks. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Wagner outside. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor. You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And all of a sudden, that man was just on the other end. Wow.
Passes to Middleton. Orlando moving the ball around. Wagner with a screen for Fultz. Chicago grabs the miss. Johnson's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Down low, here's Williams, and it's Williams finishing it off.
Nice ball movement there. That's how you break down the defense.
Nine seconds left here in the second. And here's Middleton from the arc. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And
with a score, the Bulls 63, the Magic 19.
Welcome, everybody. Let's get right to it. It's been nothing short of a tremendous challenge for the Orlando Magic.
I know teams love to rely on the three these days, but you got to know when to get away from it. They didn't, at least throughout the first half. Hopefully they're making the adjustments, but sometimes teams just get stubborn.
And let's move to some recent news. Multiple trades are shaking up the league.
Everyone's jacked up to see Chris Paul join the organization. The leadership and the wisdom he brings to a team is truly invaluable. He's like having a star player and a star coach on the floor at the same time.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. And you know, Big Dog has been really making it happen, guys.
Well, with a double-double in hand through two quarters, you can just imagine what his stat line will look like at the end of this one.
But I don't think that that's the most important thing to him. Sure, putting up big numbers doesn't hurt, but he's all about getting the win over everything else.
Levine and DeRozan, the lethal wing pair. Johnson is out there with Williams, and it's Paul in at point guard. That's Billy Donovan's 5 as we get going here in the second half.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on body.
The pass to Banchero. Out to Carter. This one for three. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Anthony's got 3 assists in the game. Second half just getting started. About a minute played. And to see your son Greg find success in the NBA, I can only imagine that's going to be so special for him.
It is. I'm a proud pop.
That's a foul. Good call.
Personal foul. First team foul. At the line for Chicago, Patrick Williams. 2 shots.
Well, I like to think that LeBron was playing with me the entire time. That's the way I viewed it, but it was amazing.
I should have reworded that. I'm sorry. My mistake.
Thank you. I think LeBron James was outstanding to play with just from a camaraderie standpoint, and he always wanted to make the right pass, which, you know, for pundits, they complain about it, but for a teammate, you love it. You love playing with a guy that tries to play the right way night in and night out.
His understanding of the game must be off the charts, correct?
It is so ridiculous the way that he just sees the game before it's happening. He is easily one of the smartest players that I have ever been around.
Hall finds Johnson. DeRozan a screen on Middleton, and it's DeRozan at the elbow. That one goes in. DeRozan's got 8 points.
Goes in there with no doubt. DeRozan, fearless.
The Magic have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. Pass to Carter. To the paint. Here's Banchero. Knocks it down from 7 feet.
Obviously, this guy has a talent for scoring. Able to problem solve for whatever the defense tosses at him.
Johnson from outside. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. And that's now 33 points for Johnson. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. And it's Anthony with the ball for the Orlando Magic. Outside, White. Pass to Carter. Hits it down to Middleton. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3 seconds. And the Bulls with some changes. Drummond comes in for Patrick Williams. And Diallo subbed in for Levine. Ahmed Bamba, he's checked in for Orlando. And Johnson with the stop.
Sharp find by Paul. One of the best passes of all time.
Now Anthony. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Passes it to Middleton. In the corner, Bamba with it. The three-pointer, no good. For Chicago, they've gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. Mike Kaminsky, he's checked in for Johnson. And Raul Neto subbed in for DeMar DeRozan. And a change for the Magic. Suggs, he's checked in for Cole Anthony. Bamba setting the pick for Suggs. Feeds it to Bamba. And the dunk by Bamba.
Smart play there. Well timed.
Substitution in the court. Shooting for Orlando.
Carter, he's checked in for Bamba. Wagner comes in for Banchero. Anthony's checked in for Kobe White. And it's Fulton for Jalen Suggs. Chicago's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Here's Johnson. Hits the outside fadeaway. Johnson's got 37.
He's been dominant all game long. Nobody on the floor can stop him. And look, let's just say he knows it.
Magic shooting 31% here in the third. Offensively, they are looking bleak. None wide open. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assist. DeRozan's got 3 assists now in this one. Williams against Middleton. Right at the free throw line. Johnson with the block. Over Middleton. And it is good. The buzzer. Wow.
The Bulls, 97. The Magic, 33.
Lead in this one may already have been decided. It's Chicago running away with it. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Fourth quarter on the floor for the Magic. Hampton out there with Cole Anthony. Then it's Malik Beasley. Then there's Wagner. And it's Neal in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
I tell you what, I don't know what he did in the locker room, but he needs to do a little bit more of it because he's on fire.
The Magic shooting a putrid 25% from the field. Poor shot selection all around. Hampton dishes to Neal. Johnson with the rebound. Johnson's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. To the inside. And then Johnson with the dunk.
And no doubt about it, in order for them to be successful, he has got to be a catalyst when it comes to scoring.
Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Takes a step back. Here's Hampton. Chicago grabs the miss.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Nunn kicks to Johnson. And the Bulls, another 3.
And when you get this kind of shooting from him, 100% from the field, they're going to be tough to beat.
Orlando, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. To the middle. Here's Wagner. Another miss by Orlando. Bulls have gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. Stevenson can't hit.
It hasn't been his best game, but his team is still doing just enough to be up.
Hampton passes to Neal. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Jones. And the pass to Nunn. Back to Johnson. And good! There's another.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show. Now, here's Hampton. Defense is right there. No good from Beasley. Now the Bulls with it. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Nunn finds Johnson. Now, here's Nunn. Poke loose. Beasley with the steal. Back to Anthony. No one near him. Terry grabs the board. And so it's Terry bringing it up for Chicago. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points.
Coaches love those hit-ahead passes, advancing the ball as quickly as possible.
They're getting beat up pretty badly out there.
I don't care what anybody says. You can't keep the status quo. If it ain't working, you got to make some changes.
Just a textbook lead pass right there, putting it right where it needed to be.
Chicago's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Nunn passes to Johnson, and Johnson with the stop.
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
And start with their defense. They've been intense on that end, and they can actually help their offense as well.
And hustle like that is why he leads this team in rebounds tonight.
And let's be honest, guys, rebounding is about
First personal foul.
What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Bulls? Well, Greg, we're seeing high schoolers now making 6 figures to play basketball. I bet you wouldn't have minded that in your time, would you?
I tell you what, it beats delivering the newspaper, right? It's still fresh and developing, but a lot of different opportunities are emerging. And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones. He's had tonight.
He is totally in the zone, showing his incredible focus when it comes to attacking the glass.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
They've had great execution, and what stands out is that they're just taking what the defense gives them, not forcing anything.
And White kicks to Suggs. Bamba a screen on Nunn. Here's Suggs. The Magic again can't hit.
Nothing just seems to be bouncing his way today. Mama said there'd be days like this. They have missed his production.
Kaminsky a screen on White. Here's Neto. Lobbed up there for Johnson. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. In the corner, Bamba with it. No good again that time.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Neto off the pick from Johnson. Down low. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. 11 feet away. Nunn grabs the board. Here's Chicago. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. Johnson sets the screen for Nunn. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Bamba with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Nunn against White. Pass to Suggs. Bamba a screen on Nunn. Here's Suggs. Johnson with the block. He got it again. Sensational.
make that 61 points.
Yep, everything is going his way right now. Orlando's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range.
2 minutes.
Pass to Banchero. Greg, you read about Jimmy Butler starting his own coffee company, and he did that in the NBA bubble, and he drinks, he say, about 5 cups of coffee a day. Do a lot of NBA players drink coffee to keep them going and get that extra burst?
Absolutely. I remember drinking coffee on the bench late in my career. It's kind of a comfort food, warms you up a little bit, and all good things that can get you ready for action, I'm for. And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Chicago.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Johnson.
And he was doing everything out there on the floor tonight. Triple-double on the stat sheet, and that doesn't even tell the whole story.
Yep, that one goes.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And that score probably slams the door for any would-be comebacks. And look, they put this one to bed.
Outside, White. Passes it to Suggs. Trying to end the drought. Chicago grabs the miss.
Gotta find easier shots when you're already struggling. That's not gonna get it.
Here's Johnson. Beasley with the rebound. White finds Beasley. Back to White. And so Chicago takes this one.
The Bulls, 125. The Magic, 37. Thanks for coming out to support your team. Make sure to get home safely, and we'll see you at